Good day everyone and welcome to Exile News, the weekly show that brings you all the important news and information on Path of Exile. And this week is huge in news, starting with a very small thing like the live stream Twitch drops. So the live stream has already happened, so if you haven't had the chance to watch it, you can definitely do so because there are VODs and we'll see that later. But if you had the chance to go on Twitch, you probably got your Huntsman's Wing, which are honestly kinda nice. I mean, it's free MTX, so that was cool. Also, we got some Trial of the Ancestors lore. It's the usual Kitten Cat Noodle video, and it is very interesting if you like lore, as always. It just happens to be posted at a very unfortunate time for her, because everyone is just looking at the new Affliction League. So if you have some free time, maybe you're playing, maybe you're thinking about your new build, you can definitely put this video in the background, or even just watch it. Because it is interesting and it is lore. I mean, not for everyone, but it is good anyway. And we also got the end basically of every November event, and you can check how many accounts or characters have been created for every event, and you can check the class division, and you can see that in every event there is a big drop in players, going from above 50 to above level 60, and that is because most players just wanted their boxes. You can also see that there were a lot of people that played the Krangle passive compared to the Shifting Stone, even though the Shifting Stone was much more interesting, and that is because people had a big fear of missing out on the boxes, and they played the first event that was available and the second one as well, which had the biggest player base. So that was that. Let's get into the big stuff. So the live stream, as we said, was done this past Tuesday, and you can check the VODs on this page. Of course, I'll have the link in the description below, and you can see, of course, the live stream doesn't work anymore. There is a PoE2 gameplay for the new Mercenary class, which uses crossbow. It's pretty interesting, although it's definitely not my style. It feels like there are guns in the game, and I don't like that. But I mean, it's definitely for another type of player. Also, a big thing that they revealed there is that you could move your character with WASD. So you can just move backwards while shooting, because you can also do that sometimes in PoE2. So yeah, it is definitely something you might want to watch. And there's the Affliction trailer, of course. But if you watch the full content reveal, you'll get both the trailer and the PoE2 gameplay, and then the full announcement, of course, for the Affliction League. So yeah, if you want to watch something here, just click on the Affliction content reveal and you'll check out everything. Also, there are the full patch notes which have already been posted, so definitely check that out. People are already crying at Righteous Fire being dead, but I'm sure Pox will find a way to make it really good. Anyway, there's also, of course, the news here. I haven't even looked at those because they are generally trash and very generic. So let's take a look at the Affliction League, which again starts on the 8th of December if you're playing on PC, on the 13th of December if you're playing on consoles. So unluckily, console players will have to wait one more week, although that's what always happens. So basically what happens in this league is you'll find the wisps in your maps or even campaign zones, and it beckons you to enter this zone, which is completely dark except for the area around you, and you can go around for a little bit. After some time the power runs out and you're thrown out, and in this wood you'll find, of course, monsters to fight, and you'll find wisps that you can collect, and you can find also other characters like these 3 characters. So before going into the characters, the wisps that you collect when you go outside into the map or the zone or whatever, these wisps will inhabit or try to inhabit some of the monsters that are around, empowering them and making them drop more things. So we have 3 types of wisps. One grants item quantity, one grants item rarity, and one grants currency items. So maybe there are tactics here, like you leave the map boss alone and then you do the wildwood, and then all the wisps will inhabit the boss. I don't know if it's 100%, and then the boss will be much stronger, but will also drop a lot of stuff. So that is definitely a farming strat I can see, and if GGG doesn't balance this league well, I can see it being something like Legion, where everyone was farming lower level maps because it was much faster and granted more currency. So we'll see about that, but still, you can find also these 3 characters in the wood, and they will be able to grant you a new type of ascendancy. So there's 3 new type of wildwood ascendancies. They are of course related to this specific expansion, and these guys, by the way, are some of the last few Asmiri wanderers who actually managed to survive this forest that has been cursed with this darkness basically. And well, there's 3, as we said, new ascendancies, and you can check them out. They actually have all of the trees here, so not gonna go too deep into those because you can check them out here. But there's 3. One is the Warden of the Magi, which focuses basically on attacking and defending, feels like. Then there's the Warlock of the Mists, which is more of a summoner types with corpses. And some of these are pretty crazy. They also have, as you can see, a corpse type, and you will grant damage bonuses and things to these corpse types, and you can buy those, and you can make them also specters. So there's a lot of stuff going on here for mostly summoners. And then there's the 3rd one, which is the most generic one. As you can see, it has these empty slots here, and basically you can find these kind of charms which have traits generated from the regular ascendancy classes. You can see here, this one have move speed cannot be modified below mace value from the Juggernaut, and then the melee hits fortify from the champion. So you can get some of those and you can fit them into these slots to make your own build. And yeah, this looks really cool, honestly. I can't wait to try those. To get those Wildwood ascendancies again, you have to find these characters, you have to complete those quests, and you will be able to get up to 8 points, basically just like another ascendancy. So this is actually a pretty good league, and a pretty big one as well, so be sure to make a character that can complete these wisps thing, because otherwise you'll be locked out of a lot of content, I feel like. And of course, there's also new unique items and other stuff, like crazy items like giving plus 12 to level of socketed skill gems, but minus 2 to every skill that you socket in there. So if you 6 socket this item, you basically have no granted bonus, so you really have to think out of the box to make this work. Also, this one is amazing, like reflecting 100 fire, cold and lightning damage. Hopefully people will be able to make a reflect build, which looks absolutely amazing. I really wish this were a thing. And of course, another very big thing is the return of Ultimatum. So if you haven't had a chance to play the league, this is basically a second league for you into the league. If you have the chance to play the league, hopefully you liked it. I really enjoyed Ultimatum and I'm really glad it's back. It has been rebalanced, but of course it had to be done. So the other thing is that Ultimatum replaces Metamorph. So Metamorph is completely gone out of the game. All of the samples are going to be deleted, so be sure to kind of use them up if you still have them. Honestly, for me, this is a huge win-win situation. I didn't really like Metamorph too much. It was way too confusing. It was way too hard to gauge the Metamorph power anyway. While Ultimatum, I really enjoyed the league itself. So I'm kind of glad that this is a thing now. And we'll see how it goes. It's also one of the Zana mods for the crafting map recipe. So that's pretty good. And a huge change in the meta is going to happen thanks to the transfigured gems. So basically, what GG did is change everything once again. Like they really aren't scared of make these big changes if they think that's a good thing. And yeah, so far it has mostly worked, not so much with Nemesis, but still, alternate quality gems, labyrinth enchant, and unique threshold jewels have basically gone. They are not a thing anymore. They've been combined into this system called transfigured gems, and it is still linked to the divine font at the end of the eternal labyrinth, so you will still have to run your labyrinth. But I mean, you still had to run your labyrinth as usual for the ascension, so you will still have to run it at least once for every difficulty, and that is the thing. And then if you want a transfigured gem, you can buy it just like how you did with alternate quality gems that before came from Heist, for example. So these gems now are not from Heist, they are from the labyrinth, and they completely change how the gem works. So basically it's a different kind of gem working with the same base. So for example, Firestorm, let's say we have Firestorm of Meteors, which basically just drop one single huge meteor in the middle and no smaller ones. And then you have Firestorm of Pelting, which drops a lot of smaller meteors alongside the big one. So these are different type of the same gem, and they also have different tags. For example, the Firestorm of Pelting you can see as the duration tag, while the other one does not. So it's a different way to play the same gem, and I feel like it is really interesting. Like, they basically found a way to double down on the number of gems, differentiating playstyles, increasing playstyles, while still using the same gems. Like, animate weapons, animating only ranged things, like even ranged lingering blade. These gems change a lot, and these are definitely going to be interesting. I hope they put out the full gem roster before the game starts, because finding out about those gems afterwards might just break your build. Like, you want to try those new builds with new gems. That's what Path of Exile is all about. So yeah, we'll see about that. Those are definitely really good. I feel like that's a much better system than Labyrinth Helmets enchantments, which I really despise. Unique Threshold Jewels have been, I mean, I wouldn't say trash, but you kind of had to use them if your gem had a Unique Threshold Jewel available, because they made the gem playable. So this is definitely an improvement, at least on paper for me. So we'll see how that goes in the game. Mark also said that if you can find your niche with these new gems, they are most likely more powerful than the starting base gem, which has most likely been simplified also, so that newer players starting with a new gem might find themselves in an easier situation. Like, it's easier to understand simpler gems than very complicated ones. But we'll see again how that goes. There's also going to be new supporter packs, but instead of having the league packs and the core packs, GGG this time is just bundling them up together all in one. So we're only getting the new core packs, and well, I guess it's a decent thing from them. Like, maybe we'll have less gambling, maybe they'll have less work to do, doing less microtransactions and wasting less microtransactions, of course, making less each league, but having a huge one here. So we'll see how that goes. That is definitely an improvement again for me as well. And last but not least, we got the usual teasers thread, and there's a lot of things. The biggest ones are definitely like the new transfigured skills. For example, you can see the Animate Guardians of Smiting. Like, literally your Animate Guardian wakes up and starts smiting everything, which, I mean, looks pretty amazing. And the Ball Lightning of Static, for example, is just Ball Lightning, but you just drop it there, it stays there and zaps the enemy from there. I mean, this looks amazing. This is definitely a very different playstyle than what it was before, and it might actually be really good for certain uses, like, for example, Ultimatum, which is just a circle that you stand in. You can drop this Ball Lightning and they zap everything. That might be something really interesting. So we'll see how those transfigured gems go, but I'm definitely excited. I haven't felt this excited in a while, so hopefully next league, which is coming actually this upcoming week, so be sure to prepare for that. Hopefully this league is going to change a lot of things in the meta, and we'll see definitely a lot of very different builds, also thanks to the new Wildwood Ascendancies. But yeah, I guess that was all for this week, and if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and a comment down below. Also, if you want to remain updated every week, subscribe to my channel. That was all. I've been your host, Giorgio, and I'll see you guys the next time.